This is the new Apple MacBook Pro 14-inch. This model has a processor Apple M1 Max, 64GB of RAM memory, and 8TB NVMe drive. It's the most powerful MacBook Pro right now, with a price of $6,000. And in this series, I'm going to show you everything about this computer, from unboxing, specifications, connectivity, demonstrations, how to open and see the upgrade capability, to know everything about this computer. But first, subscribe to the channel because I post new videos every week. So, here we have the new Apple MacBook Pro, and this model has the most powerful configuration right now of the 14-inch model. So, it has a 14-inch Liquid Retina XDR display with a 10-core CPU, 32-core GPU, 64GB of RAM memory, and 8TB of NVMe storage. So, a very powerful computer. It doesn't get more powerful than this right now. Let's open it to get to know the computer and discover everything that comes in the box. Let's start by peeling the plastic, because the box is wrapped in plastic. We pull this tab here and start by ripping the plastic. This guarantees that the box is brand new. Nobody has ever opened the box. Let's take all the plastic out. We can throw this away. And here is the box. I'm so excited to open this. Let's open the box of this very powerful computer. Let's open, and here it is, here it is the computer, the new MacBook Pro from Apple. Let's take this out. It's still on a plastic paper protection, so it's very heavy. It's all aluminum, so it's very heavy. Let's see what else is in the box. So down here we have a power cord. Let's take this out. We have to pull this tab and it comes out. It's all rolled up. So this is USB-C to MagSafe 3 to connect to the power charger. Let's take this out. This is very stuck to the paper. So we have a MagSafe 3 to connect to the computer, and this plug is USB Type-C to connect to the power transformer. Let's see this later. Here we have another little box with the information, I think. Let's take everything out. So what do we have here? We have the typical information from Apple, but I'm having difficulty to take everything out. How do I open this box? Oh, there's nothing else. The box is just thicker. So we have the information from Apple, and with the information about the guarantee, but also a small user guide about the computer, the connections, and etc. What else do we have? So the information about the guarantee, we don't need this right now, and two stickers with the Apple logo in black. And that's all we have in this little box. Let's just save this for right now. We don't need this right now. And we have the power charger. This is a big brick. It's a 96-watt charger. It's still protected with paper all around. And let's just peel it to see everything about this power supply unit. And this also, let's rip it. That protects the typical piano white color from Apple. Let's explore a little bit this power supply unit. So let's try to take this part off, because we can use other connectors for the power transformer, and it's done. And we can use other power cord to connect directly to the power transformer. And in the back you have a USB-C connector that we use this USB plug, and we'll connect this on the back of the transformer, and the MagSafe will connect to the computer. That's nothing else on the box, that's everything. Later we'll see everything in more detail that came inside the box, because we still have the most important thing, this very powerful computer, and see it for the first time. Let's take the computer out of the paper bag that protects it. The computer is very heavy, heavier than I was expecting. Let's turn it around to take this off. Let's put it down, and now pull this tab to take this off. This is a little stick to protect the computer, and let's take it out. The color is beautiful. It's a silver gray and it's beautiful. It's all aluminum, that's why it's very heavy, and the aluminum is so soft that you don't feel any texture. It has Macbook Pro on the bottom, and on the top we have the Apple logo that no longer lights up, but the computer still, it's very, very beautiful. I am still amazed of how heavy this computer is, but it's all aluminum, so it's expected. Before opening it, let's see the connectivity. So this side we have a SD card reader, a Thunderbolt for USB-C and HDMI 2.0. On the back we don't have any connectivity, and on the other side, let's see it, we have the MagSafe 3 connection, 2 more Thunderbolt for USB-C ports, and a 3.5mm for headphones. On the front we don't have any connectivity, and on the bottom we have only rubber feet, we have 4, so you can put the computer on a table. And on the back only has holes for the ventilation to cool down the powerful processor. An amazing machine, with that simple touch from Apple that you can open with just one finger to open the screen. A thing that other companies can't do with their computers. And we can take this protection from the screen that protects against dust, scratches or marks from the keyboard for coming closed. But we'll see the screen in detail later. The computer is booting for the first time. I can see the Apple logo, and we have an image that say hello. The keyboard is one of the best keyboards in any other laptop on the market. The trackpad is big, so you easily can work with multiple fingers. I'm liking the keyboard because the keys are very soft. The Liquid Retina display has very vivid colors. Let's put the computer on the table so we can see it completely. And there it is, the MacBook Pro in its all amazingness. And this computer is very good. At first look, I'm liking very much the keyboard. The keys are very soft, easy to press, and doesn't have some other problems it had on the other versions. But before testing the computer, first I have to do the configuration of the user. At first look, I'm impressed with this computer, and being able to open it with just one finger, it's very satisfying. With just one finger, I can pull the screen and the computer opens. That's very satisfying, and many other computers can't do this. Let's close it for now to see everything that comes inside the box of this MacBook Pro. Later we'll see the specifications, but for having a general idea, it's very heavy. It's all aluminum. The width is around, let's see, 1 hand and a half, and in height just short of a hand. This is the best configuration of a MacBook Pro with 14 inches, with a processor M1 Max with 10-core CPU, 32-core GPU, 64 GB of RAM memory, and 8 TB of NVMe storage. The Apple logo on the computer is no longer illuminated, but now it's like a small mirror that you can see yourself on the logo. And maybe that's the purpose. And the contrast with the logo and the gray, it's amazing. But let's see everything that comes inside the box. A 96-watt charger, a power cord to power the computer, USB-C to MagSafe 3, some leaflets with information, and also the stickers with the Apple logo, Go Team Apple, and this is everything that comes with the new MacBook Pro 14-inch. Let's explore this new Apple MacBook Pro. We have a slot to lift the screen, but we'll see that later. On top, we have the traditional Apple logo. It's no longer backlit, but it's almost like a mirror. It goes very well with this gray. On the left, we have the connectivity. We have a MagSafe 3 port, 2 Thunderbolt 4 USB-C ports, and a 3.5mm jack for audio. On the other side, you have more connectivity, and it only has connectivity on the sides. It doesn't have any other physical connectivity. So, on the right side, we have an SDHC card reader, another Thunderbolt 4 USB-C port, and a HDMI 2.0. And that's all the physical connectivity on this computer. The rest of the connectivity is wireless. This computer has that special Apple Touch, which allows to lift the screen with just one finger. We can lift the screen with no problem, something that other manufacturers cannot do. Regarding the keyboard, it's a QWERTY keyboard with function keys. It's the best keyboard from Apple. It replaces that old keyboard with some problems. It has Control, Option and Command key and 4 directional keys, but it doesn't have a numeric keypad. This keyboard has one more special key. On the on and off button, it has Touch ID. So this button is also a fingerprint reader, which you can use to unlock your computer, but also verify your identity in applications, online shopping, whatever supports Touch ID. The trackpad is very large. It's multi-touch, so you can control with just one finger, 2 fingers or 3 fingers to control the different functions that the system allows. But you can see that the trackpad is very large in this version. It has 6 high-quality sound speakers internally with woofers and force cancelling, both on the left and right sides, providing exceptional audio quality. It has a grille in the aluminum that allows the sound not to be obstructed by the structure, something that happens with other computers, for example, when they put the speakers on the bottom of the computer. The screen is Liquid Retina XDR, is anti-glare, it is 14.2 inches, 120 Hz, 254 pixels per inch, it has a contrast of 1,000,000 to 1 and a maximum XDR brightness of 1600 nits. It has an exceptional screen, the best laptop screen right now. While having a very good screen, it is also very thin. From above, we can see that it has only a few millimeters, very, very thin, and the entire structure is made of aluminum, so it's durable and resistant. And with a very powerful Apple Silicon processor, it needs ventilation. The ventilation is not at the bottom, it's at the back, between the base and the keyboard. It has an open grille, which allows to ventilate all the heat from the inside of the computer and push the heat out to cool the computer. Underneath the computer, we have 4 rubber feet. Let's take a closer look. With these feet, we can place the computer on a table without scratching it or damaging it. It also has very small Torx screws, so you can open the computer if you need to clean it or repair it, but the screws are very small, so you need a special key to open the computer. The included transformer is large because it is a 96-watt transformer. It has a USB-C connection, which will connect to the MagSafe to the computer. It's a 96 watts, so it needs to be bigger than usual. It is a plastic transformer with a typical Apple color and texture, piano white. To connect to the transformer and charge the computer, it comes with a cable, with a MagSafe 3 plug, the new version, but still is magnetic, so you don't trip over the cable. And on the other side, the plug that connects to the transformer to charge the computer, there is a USB plug. The cable is not coated with plastic, it has this material that protects the cable and thus make it more durable. And with this MagSafe 3 magnetic tip, if you trip over the cable, the computer doesn't fall, the transformer doesn't unplug, it simply disconnects from the computer. And finally, we have the package with some information, which say, designed by Apple in California. And of course, we have the stickers with the Apple logo. There are 2 stickers with the logo in black, which you can stick in your car, on a window, or stick on a computer to show how proud you are of Apple. This is a powerful computer from Apple with the best configuration of a 14-inch MacBook Pro exceptional for work, production and processing. I've done the unboxing and talked about the general specifications, but in this video I'm going into detail on the technology and features of this computer. But take note that this model is of the high range, with a price of almost $6,000. So, about the technology, it has a Apple M1 Max processor with a 3.2 GHz clock, a CPU with 10 cores, a GPU with 32 cores, 64 GB of DDR5 RAM in dual channel, an 8TB NVMe drive, a 14.2-inch Liquid Retina XDR display, a 3024 by 1964 resolution with a QWERTY keyboard with function keys, a Touch ID for fingerprint reader, a 1080p FaceTime camera, 3 studio quality microphones with directional beamforming technology, 6 speakers with force cancelling woofers, a 96-watt charger for the 70 Wh 6-cell battery that has an autonomy of 70 hours watching movies or 11 hours using wireless internet, and comes with the operating system macOS Ventura. About the connectivity, it has Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5, 3 Thunderbolt 4 USB-C ports compatible with charging, DisplayPort, Thunderbolt 4 40 gigabits or USB 4 40 gigabits. It has a HDMI 2.0 port, an SDXC card reader, a 3.5mm headphone jack, and a MagSafe 3 plug for charging. About the physical characteristics, the screen is anti-glare, the screen size is 14.2 inches, a width of 12.31 inches, length 8.71 inches, and a height of 0.61 inches. It weighs 3.5 pounds, the color is space gray, and the material of the structure is 100% recycled aluminum. About the repairability, the SSD is on board with 4 chips in the 8TB version, the Wi-Fi is on board, the memory is on board, and the CPU socket is BGA. But about the repairability, I will make a video when I open the computer, and you'll see everything that you can repair. But almost everything is soldered onto the motherboard. Now the features that it doesn't have, which can be an important factor when choosing a computer. So, it doesn't have a touch screen, no longer has a touch bar, you cannot replace the memory, you can't replace or expand the storage either by M.2 or SATA, it doesn't have any USB Type-A plugs, no RJ45 plug to connect the network cable, no DisplayPort or mini DisplayPort plug, doesn't have a physical camera privacy shutter, no DVD reader. It does not include a bag or carrying case, but you can see that in the unboxing video. And what it doesn't have, you can try to solve with adapters. Let's see in more detail the processor specifications. So the processor is the Apple M1 Max, the segment for the notebook sector. The CPU clock is 3.2 GHz. It has a 10-core CPU with 8 performance cores and 2 power efficiency cores, a 32-core GPU and a 16-core neural engine. The maximum memory supported is 64 GB of LPDDR5 6400 and supports quad-channel memory. The memory cache is 24 MB L2 and 48 MB L3. It has a 5nm lithography and has an equivalent TDP between 45 watts base and 115 watts in turbo. And for now, that's all I have to say about the specifications and technology of this computer, and I hope this information has been useful for you to choose the best computer for your job. With these specs, it's a powerful computer for any task, and it doesn't get much better than this on the market. But for $6,000, it better be really good. This was another video about the Apple Macbook Pro 14-inch, but there will be more videos about this computer, from unboxing, tech specifications, tests, how to disassemble and see the upgrade and repair capabilities, to know everything about this computer, and you can decide if it's the best computer for you. Now, subscribe to the channel because I post new videos every week, hit the like button, and if you have any questions about the computer, write in the comments.